To become a great problem solver, to become a respected individual, to become a good teacher, you have to learn to listen to your students. Really, really listen. You would hate to be faced with a student who has a problem that you fail to assist with because you didn't really listen to the problem. Remember my issues? If you don't, I'll put a link to that podcast in the doobly-doo below about listening and what can really help there. But just as much as you would hate it if a student had an ongoing problem, dropped out, stopped out, withdrew, or quit just because you couldn't listen to the problem. The more you listen to a student's issue, the more you come to know. The more you know about the problem, the more you know about the student. The more you know about potential solutions that may be sitting right beneath the surface. Not only that, but the trust factor goes way up once they know that they can tell you something, or they can tell you anything, and you will listen. And you will really listen, not just like, yeah, right, fine, but an actual listening experience. Not only that, but you'll know their wants and their needs and their desires. And when they see you listening, really listening to their wants and their needs and their desires, they come to trust you. And that trust is nothing you can earn without their giving it. One of the things about listening that's very important to understand is that listening, it's not really even just a one-way street, right? You are listening to them. But in the other portion of that is not so much that you are just listening to them, but it is that you are putting a clamp down on your own thoughts and feelings. There may be an urge within you to jump up. I know a solution and help them find their way. But, unfortunately, listening doesn't work like that. Listening is not something where you listen to a portion of their problem and then offer an immediate solution, cutting them off. Again, see the link in the doobly-doo below. But listening is really a way in which you curb your own desires to contribute and possibly take over this conversation and make it all about the solution. First things first is you need to understand that to listen, you have to truly listen. It is almost a passive mentality. You have to let them get everything off their chest first. And then, once they've gotten everything off their chest, then you have the ability not to tell them what to do, but to work with them to find a solution that will fit their needs and their problems. When that student is talking, it's not a time to plan what you're going to say when you talk. And it's not a time to let your mind wander onto other thoughts or other problems or other concerns that you have about you. When someone is talking, that is a time only to listen, to really, really listen. Listening, however, is not just a mental discipline, although that is a large portion of it. It is also a physical discipline. Think really hard about how you know when someone is paying attention to you. These are physical traits that you can do to show someone that you are really, really listening to them and allow them to open up, such as looking them in the face, and in fact, looking them in the eye. Many times this is easiest if you focus on just one eye. You are going to be more likely to look in one eye and to keep their attention than to flick back and forth between the two of their eyes. You might be surprised how often you flick between one eye and the other. not knowing that you are doing this. But this can occasionally be off-putting to the person, whereas if you stare into one of their eyes, you can be much, much more attentive. Nod your head. Lean forward as they talk, and when they hit on immediate points, nod your head again. When you are listening, you're not only listening with your ear, at least I hope not. You're also listening with your eyes. As you are staring, well, probably staring is not right, as you are looking at them while they are talking, notice the non-verbal cues that they are bringing to the table. In many times, you may find that non-verbal cues are as important, if not more important, than what they are saying. They may be tightly controlling their tone and their body posture, but you may see that there are non-verbal cues that are giving everything away. Look at the way they are sitting or standing. Are they calm and serene, or are they moving around? Look at the gestures that they make when they talk. Are they calm and cool with palms flat down on the table, or are they gesticulating wildly while they talk? Are they twitching their body, or are they sitting calm and peacefully? Are they sitting ramrod straight as though they are afraid of something? Or are they relaxed in their postures? Excuse me. What is the speed, the timbre, and the tremor of what they're saying and how they're saying? How is the volume of their voice? Listen with your empathy. How would you feel if you were in that person's shoes? And most importantly, listen with an open heart. Maybe you will never know how that is. Maybe you will never know what's going on. But more often than not, when we look back on situations, we remember a very small portion of what someone actually said. And we'll remember a medium-sized portion of what they did, but we'll almost always remember how they made us feel. As you sit or stand, and this student is opening themselves up to you, how are you going to make them feel throughout this encounter? See how they are emotionally acting when they talk. Think about the vocabulary and the words that they are using as they describe what is happening. Finally, just remember, listen wholly to the student. Don't ever cut them off. Don't ever finish their sentences. Don't ever ask them, "Are you done yet?" Or, "I'm sorry, what?" Just pay attention to what they've said and how they've said it. It is probably important to note here that there is something called the law of reciprocity. That is, a reciprocal relationship that is formed when two people discuss. Think of it like this. If I come to your house and you offer me dinner, when dinner is done, I feel like maybe I owe you a little bit of something. As such, when someone tells you their problems, when someone tells you their troubles, when someone brings their problems, issues, and concerns to you, and you let them talk, they feel like they owe you when it's all said and done. Consequently, a student who brings you a problem and then lays everything bare in front of you, they feel like they owe you something as soon as they are done. More specifically, they feel like once they have let all of this out and then they have asked for your help, they are going to be more likely to let you assist them. They're going to be more likely to listen to your advice, and they're going to be more likely to take the advice that you give them. To apply this knowledge today, Listen, really listen, and that means listen more than you talk when you are dealing with your students. Don't be worried or think about what you'll say when the time comes, but really focus and really listen on what it is that they have to say. And when you find that someone has come to talk to you, physically get ready to listen. Lean forward, look them in the eye, and help them to get whatever it is that they are looking for. Just the same way that when you need help, you would like someone to help you. I hope you've enjoyed this podcast today. Please, by all means, don't forget to blow up that like button. Absolutely destroy it. Hit it over and over and over again. And if you know someone who might enjoy these, go ahead and forward it to them. Share it with your friends. Share it with everybody on your list. Don't forget, as always, to design your future.